I did it for a few months. I didn't last that long.
What did you take?
I did wushu. A little bit of like a few months, and I was the fat kid at the end of the line. Like
what? Damn, but you did so much wushu, you lost weight.
No, like.
Welcome back, everybody, to another inspiring episode of The Careful Boys, where today we get to welcome the Martial Club of Andy and Big Ryan. Thank you guys. Oh, dude,
It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be here. Seriously. So, from martial art experts, what do you think of like gay shit like this? Like,
That's nasty, dude.
That's nasty.
It's sick.
I mean, as long as it's genuine and it's your truth
He's doing hip hop
expression,
nasty, like nasty, that's
gay or
cool
not,
nasty.
bro.
Like, yo, that's ill. That's just straight cancer.
As long as you mean it.
No, because there's like a weird group out there that keep doing this.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they wear rice hats. They wear rice hats.
How would you describe them to them?
They're very appropriating, maybe. I'm just kidding. I just no. His dance group. This is their sign. Yeah.
Oh, they know. They're cultured people. Okay. You, on the other hand, Mr. Oos, suddenly at 40.
Suddenly.
I have a new identity now.
Has it really been 10 years since we hung out?
I think it's been 10
I last saw you in 2016. I saw you.
Almost
Damn, 2016. 9 years ago?
That's 9 years.
Bro.
In my head, it's like 2021.
But you hung out with them. I was.
Yeah, 2016. I think you were.
No, I remember we went to eat Korean barbecue together. That was fun.
That was like 14.
And
I don't remember this, bro.
House. I remember we went to your house and then we did karate at the park together.
Yeah. Yes, I remember that.
I wasn't there that day.
And did we get massages?
Yeah.
I think we went to get massages. It was like a room. Yeah, it was literally like a room. And all of us were getting massaged by like a bunch of Asian ladies and shit. But it was like open. Like
you could see each other.
Wait, is that like not normal for open rooms or?
Dude, that's what we grew up on. That's what.
I don't know.
That's like the foot reflexology place.
Yeah.
No, I just thought it was funny. Like we just literally went out, did karate at the park, and then we went to go get massages, and then I think we ate boiling crab or some shit. I forgot.
What does it look like to do karate?
No, it was like 5 or 10 of us. There was a lot of people.
Didn't we shoot a JK Adventures with you guys?
We did a long time ago, and then we taught you guys tricking, and then we made you guys battle us.
I remember.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember now.
Because we went to your guys' kung fu studio.
Yeah.
And then like we played with the swords and shit.
This might have been 2015 actually.
Yeah. We didn't go. We went way back, dude.
Yeah, that's a long time. Yeah.
Well, just to clue the millions upon millions of people in on what the fuck these guys are actually talking about, like let's talk about what the Martial Club is, you guys' story a little bit, like who the fuck you guys are, type stuff. You know?
For sure.
Okay, well, do you guys want to start? Should we start with like the backstory?
Start with Genesis.
Yeah.
Genesis chapter 1.
Okay, so we grew up in the slums of Little Saigon, and
like
the slums of Little Saigon.
Yeah,
but it's by
Football, man.
Yeah,
TNK.
For those who don't know, that's the area where all the Vietnamese immigrated after the war. So it was like starting up again, you know. So a lot of people growing up there had like a pretty like rough upbringing, I would say, you know. But the beauty in that is that because everyone was like picked on, there's a lot of gangs around. Everyone just loved martial arts because they, you know, I guess it's subconsciously everyone just wants to know how to like defend themselves.
Dude,
you know?
we grew up on like kung fu movies, but it wasn't like, it was like the gems that were like around this time. You had the like the 90s, early 2000s. You had like the Hollywood, like the Rush Hours and
The Matrix. Yeah.
Martial arts was cool, and then we all beyond that we had like the
Once upon a time in China.
Yeah. All those gems that were
Film.
and
Iron Monkey.
Fist of Fury,
Golden Harvest.
Yeah, Shaw Brothers, Golden Harvest, all that.
It was the ones that were you guys probably all grew up on the same because we're the same generation, right? So like it was for us it was like preserved in VHS tapes and like the bottom of the crates of the mom and pops like
Bottom of the crate, yep.
and that's how that's what we grew up on. And then
When you guys hear dun 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 dun.
Yeah, it still rings true. It's the real thing. It's a real
Like I know sometimes it could be corny, but for us it's like
No, it still hits. Yeah.
It's like this,
It goes
but like
deep, you
on
know?
the inside.
yeah.
I salute for sure. I salute myself.
So during that era, my mom, she worked at like a Mexican swap meet in Santa Ana. So then we'd be like running around and helping her work too, carrying just like loading shit at like 5-6 years old, you know. And in the back, my mom had like a VHS set with a TV, and that's where we would watch kung fu movies. So all our downloads came from an era like that. So it's just like the work ethic that my mom had. Like I thank her for this, like to this day, you know. Just seeing that growing up is very normal to us, to think like, oh, you're like supposed to be grinding all the time to be in this state of, you know, of going hard as fuck. And then I know those two, seeing my mom work and the kung fu films that did something, you know.
That mixture.
Yeah, that mixture.
Martial swap meet. It should have been the name.
Yeah, martial swap meet.
Martial swap meet.
What made it so like? Did you have other friends that watched those type of movies or no?
So we all did, but we didn't think like it was like real until I don't think I ever really told this story, but so I went to La Quinta High School. And 1 year we had a career day, and we had Zin Wuku, the urban ninja.
Oh yeah! That guy's OG, dude.
So he came to our school. And then he would do his career day. His career was ninja for hire, right? And then so during his presentations, he would he would play. It's so badass, yeah. And he would play the urban ninja
The video. Yeah.
And then like he would just take us outside and just do flips,
Like
off
we
the
run on the
table.
walls and flip, run on the benches, we eat lunch and do front flips off.
So for us to see that in person, we were like,
Oh, this is real. You can do this.
do this. Like, he made us, and he had a very rebellious mentality. So there was like the social norms of like the Vietnamese immigrant, like, you know, become
Be a pharmacy boy.
yeah, exactly. we grew up like that was beat into us until we saw that in person. We saw
Not nail salon.
nail salon for I guess nail salon option 2. Yeah, that's very.
But pharmacy is option one.
Yeah.
Pharmacy, yeah. And then so that day when we saw that, we're like, and he carried this rebellious spirit.
Yeah.
So that's what caused us to rebel against the social norms and be like, all right, we're going all in with this martial arts shit.
I love how you guys had to be rebellious and just end up doing a cultural stereotype.
I know, right?
I'm gonna fight to do kung fu, and then it's like your parents are like, man, what the fuck, dude? Be a doctor. Break the social norm. Be a doctor, man. That's actually different.
But it goes deeper because kung fu doesn't have to mean just like punches and kicks.
It goes beyond the kicks and punches.
Kung fu, the literal translation means
Kung fu.
Kung fu.
A skill acquired over time. Like
What does it mean?
Skill required over time.
skill acquired over time. Yeah.
It doesn't mean empty hand.
That's karate, no? That's karate. Karate.
But I mean, like anything could be kung fu, you know, like a chef, like that's his kung fu, you know, a plumber, you know, everything is kung fu.
So
in life, as long as
That's hard. You're right.
So
Not that.
when we were after we saw that, we started we started running around learning to do flips like on the grass.
So this is like high school.
High school.
That's tight.
And there was an alliance. There was an alliance across all the high schools in Garden Grove.
Yeah.
We called ourselves the Monkeys Flying High.
it was like team because
So like all the trickers or something got together.
Yeah.
All
Kind
the
of.
potheads.
all the urban ninja fanboys.
Oh, that's dope.
So I guess there was just a few of us across we were from LQ. We had a group at Bolsa Grande, and then we
some
had
from like a Garden Grove High,
Westminster High, yeah. And we just came together, and then we formed like a crew called Monkeys Flying High.
It was called Monkeys Flying High because EMC Monkeys were Zin the Urban.
Oh yeah,
Ninjas.
you see
It was evolved monkey combat, but I think they changed to like evolve and martial concepts later on. But we just like the novelty of like, oh, it's monkeys. We're like free. It's liberating, you know.
Yeah.
It's so then we just called ourselves Team MFH. It was Monkeys Flying High in the beginning. Yeah.
Tight.
And then later, there's this. We found about this gym called Gym Max Gymnastics. So it's like, imagine like an open gymnastics gym where you pay a fee, and then like you could be a cheerleader or a gymnast or just like a street tumbler. Anyone could just go in and they have trampolines,
You work on your craft there,
mats,
whatever you want. you
foam
know?
pits.
Like jam.
Kind of
Yeah,
exactly,
like
exactly
jam.
like jam.
Yeah.
At this time though, like the martial artists were like dominating this area. So you had the group, the Kama from UCI.
Oh yeah.
You had Kama was in one corner, our crew was in one corner, EMC was in one corner, and then you just had all these groups, and then it was kind of like a place where like it got competitive sometimes. And if there was
start battling each other.
If there was magic that day, there would be battles.
Like someone throws a backflip from across that corner. Hey, watch this! I'm gonna set higher, bro.
Yeah.
You do round off back even higher.
And it was very
injured.
organic.
Isn't it? That's so cool how everybody just started creating a whole like scene.
Right. Like the hub, like Orange County is a hub for martial arts that I don't think many people really knew about. Yeah. And I think over the years when like, you know, these groups started fading out, like, you know, they grow up, you know.
Start to fade out essentially.
Get real jobs. Like the ones that are still like standing with the true passion, we formed an alliance and we called ourselves Martial Club. So that's...
So all of the different of those like tricking groups or whatever kung fu groups got together from different schools.
Essentially, well, I mean, the core members of Martial Club is me, Andy, and Daniel Ma. Some of you guys have met. Daniel Ma was from Kama, Chinese Association Martial Arts from the UCI team. And then it was like when we were at Open Gym, we saw him doing kung fu because at the Open Gym, a lot of people are like tricking, right? It's more like the underground cool sport at the time, but he was the one in the corner doing like. We're like, yo, he did like that's a shit in the movies, you know. Let's go over there and ask him. And at the time, you know, we're like mainly self-taught, so we didn't have lessons. So that was intriguing to see someone do the shit we saw in movies, and we're like, hey, can you teach us that? So I don't remember if he taught. I forgot what he taught us, but he like taught us something and started there. Yeah.
So Daniel was like traditionally trained, and you guys just.
From the streets. Well, I'd be lying if I didn't. I took a little bit. So our family was poor. So we couldn't like afford it, but I did it for a few months. I didn't last that long.
What did you take?
I did wushu. A little bit of like a few months. And I was the fat kid at the end of the line. Like
what? Damn, but you did so much wushu, you lost weight.
No, I feel like
over the years,
the majority of my training came later. Yeah, and we couldn't afford to.
So only one of us could take classes.
One of us could take classes,
and then he would teach me like afterward, like in the parking lot. Like, oh yeah, what was that I saw? You know, like.
And I remember what we would do is we would go sit in on the classes, and I would just watch, and I would learn all the basics.
Just absorb, you know.
Dang, that's tight.
So and then kung fu movies. We grew up in the YouTube era, right? And so like we had a lot of resources to learn from.
Did you just like reenact those scenes, or like how did you self-teach?
Yeah, so I guess a lot of it is through kung fu films, right? So like beyond just like the kicks and punches, everything for us kind of like it's like the cinematography went hand in hand. So like if people were doing like something like here, right? We would know it's shot there from a profile, or like if someone gets punched in the face, it's not just a punch randomly, but if the camera's there, I would know to cater it here, you know?
Yeah.
So everything came hand in hand with from the martial arts to like
it came
to the camera,
together,
you know? Yeah.
So whenever, let's say if we're like creating like a fight sequence, it always came with the angles in our heads because it's just how we learned it.
Yeah, it's never just like senseless choreo. It's like, okay, we need this moment here where there's like a big impact. Oh, let's shoot it there at this frame rate. Boom, slow-mo, whatever. So it all kind of goes hand in hand, for us, yeah.
That's tight. Really cool. So when you guys started like learning it, how did you just copy videos? Like in the future, because after classes, right, you said you did a break and then you got back into it?
Did a break?
Or like, you said you stopped after you
yeah. I didn't keep doing it. For 2 years.
He took the classes when he was like 10 or something. So it wasn't until like high school.
It wasn't until high school.
Yeah.
Until we were like, I saw Zen in person. And I'm like, there's.
So what went from that to martial arts? Like, was it Daniel?
No, I think it was always in.
It's like always in our blood.
So you did a mix of flips, but also martial arts.
Yeah, for us it was kind of the same thing.
That's tight.
That's very wushu.
Yeah.
So how did you learn? Did you watch videos, or did you just like movies? Or
I think
I at the time, like let's say if there was a tutorial on like a move, there would. At the time, there's like 5 tutorials only.
You guys know Juji Mufu?
Like Juji Mufu. Yeah.
Juji had like the first backflip tutorial.
Yeah.
First.
And he was like 180 pounds at the. No, not even. He's like frail at the time. So that's how far back it went, But I think
at least for trickers, backyard trickers were very normal. We just had a martial arts influence, so our style developed like very martial.
Cause you know, like in martial arts, you learn forms, right? And then you learn like fucking this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Without going to martial arts school, how did you guys learn those things?
Yeah, because you guys are like self-taught black belts. Like that's the crazy part.
We appreciate that.
How did you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, we would just copy the forms on YouTube, or like in the films, like let's say, example, like have y'all seen like Fist of Legend with like Jet Li? There's a part where he's teaching the guy the form. It was called the Hua Fist. So he does the form in a wide shot. You could just, that was how we copied.
So you use that like it's a class?
Yeah, it's like we had a VHS, so we would like, press pause. Like, is that it's the quality's so bad back then. Like, is it a fist or a palm? So a part of it is our own intuition, just like filling in the holes.
Because I'm watching the same movie. I'm just sitting on the floor in the living room.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Bart, you're probably watching. You'll be like,
Dude,
this guy's mainly calisthenics. He needs to pick up a barbell.
The biggest driving force is like passion, and I would even say obsession.
Yeah.
Like if we were like, I like for example, I went through like a drunken fist phase. I would obsess. I would go over.
Did you get drunk?
I didn't go that far.
Did you drink gasoline?
That's top level.
Ken Love.
Wait, no, I did by accident. I did by accident to know what it felt like.
favorite.
Yeah, like I would like go through all the videos.
And you would just copy the moves, do it over and over.
But it's not like move for move. It's like it's what spoke to me. So like I'll watch like a form, like a Shaolin monk doing it, like one of those, and then like not all of their whole sets speak to me, right? So I'll just like pick the part that like, and I'll just. It's like, cause when you watch it, it comes with a feeling, and if you could recreate that feeling, it's it's very genuine.
Right, and on top of that, every like action star had their own like a frequency going on, So like Jackie was all about like comedy, like comedic action, counter spins. He was very rhythmic, right? So there would be elements of that we draw from. Jet Li was very like, Jet Li knows himself so well, even down to when he walks on screen, you can just tell, this is all he's lived the life of a martial artist, like Tony Jaa does all the flying kicks with the hard hits. Donnie Yen, his screen presence is like just dude, he's Donnie Yen, So there's different elements that we would be inspired by from like different action stars, and then whatever spoke to us, whatever our intuition told us was right for us, and we just slowly started combining them as our own encyclopedia, Yeah.
So when you met all of your heroes and started working with them, were you just like creaming every day? I would have nutted my pants every day, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Like we're very spiritual people, so we do believe in like universal like consciousness and everything. So like it was weird, like when we were in our Jackie mode that very year, like we were in a very hard Jackie mode that year, like and all the stuff we were shooting for our YouTube channel and stuff
was very Jackie inspired.
We had a segment called My Stunts, which we're still doing, which we like, we go and we just talk about like all the stunts that we did, like exactly what Jackie did. And then that very year, like we got called to
work with Jackie.
You guys manifested Jackie, dude. What the fuck? That's crazy.
Cool.
Thanks. Yeah. But
What'd you work with Jackie on?
It was a commercial. It was like a. He's in. You know how he likes to save animals? He's a Wild Aid like penguin commercial.
He also likes to sing.
Yeah.
He likes to sing,
so then he brought on Martial Club to choreograph just little segments of like forms and stuff. And actually Andy he took Jackie's old moves from the first Drunken Master and showed it back to him. And Jackie was like, I know these moves. And then he was like, 40 years ago, like, yeah.
That's so crazy.
It's been a journey, and we're grateful for it, Yeah.
That's
grateful, like
crazy.
just.
It must blow his mind, because like a lot of those guys are like traditionally trained, for them to go, wait, you just learning on the internet or watching?
Yeah, you're like savants, basically.
It must blow his mind.
You know what it kind of reminds me? MT Pop? Dancer?
Oh, yeah.
So like there's this dude who's based, a Vietnamese guy actually as well. He's basically going around winning almost every major battle, all styles and popping battles. And then when you ask him like who taught him or where'd you learn, he learned from YouTube. So I feel like maybe that also gives a certain type of affinity of like his choices for like things like animation and stuff, because he comes up with concepts in the way that they look. It's not just like the feeling.
Yeah.
The feeling's there, the technique and foundation is there, but like the way it like just looks put together, it must be this like insane new generational skill of like seeing things and being able to learn.
It's like the Sharingan.
Yeah.
It's like
So like seeing these
Sharingan
guys and how like amazing your technique is, but to sit here and hear that you didn't formally learn it
It's hard.
is fucking mind blowing.
I will say like it's teaching is conceptual too, and in Kung Fu we have a saying called like once a teacher, forever a teacher for your lifetime. So like we do cross paths with martial artists like Daniel along the way who's taught us, you know. And you know we've had a mentor. His name
Like mentor figures,
Yeah,
you know?
mentor figures. Philip Sahagan, DY, like one of our big bros. They teach us concepts, and then to our beliefs, concepts take us further than learning.
like beyond the kitchen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And so yeah, that's I want to like give credit to that too.
That's cool that like it does show that anybody has a shot, which is pretty sick. Like if you don't have the resources or your family's poor, like you work hard enough at it, like the fact that they got this far is freaking dope.
You gotta be passionately obsessed.
That's so tight.
I remember Joe Rogan was sharing your guys' clips and watching it on his show, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's sick!"
I do remember. Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did.
Because you guys had like a reel of compilation of doing wild.
It was the one where you guys rip a guy's head off and you punt it or something.
Wait, send us this one.
I swear, you were in like a backyard. You guys were doing some wild shit. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like,
Wait, can you guys send us this?
Wait, I have no idea what this is. Honestly.
Because doesn't he like say he said Martial Club official
Yeah.
too? Like
Yeah.
out loud?
Wait. I've seen one time like he posted a clip of us like doing tricks, but he was like, "Oh, there's this Korean gentleman." I've seen this clip. I've never seen
The one you're talking about.
I've never seen.
No, he's telling his friend about you guys. He goes, "Have you seen this?
you seen this
It's like
guy?"
Martial Club, and then it's like you guys. It's a compilation of you guys doing.
you're doing a
crazy
bunch of
shit.
crazy scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We need to see this. Thanks for letting us know.
Well, it was like 5 years ago or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
It's on Spotify somewhere. We gotta look for it.
It's good to know.
Was there also Oprah who was watching their stuff on her show?
Oprah?
And find out in part 2.